Welcome to Storytime with Karen and Kevin. I'm your host today, JF Kevin. Today we're going to be reading from the subreddit, Am I the Jerk? Before we start, now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Our first story is from Georgetown 11. Am I the jerk for showing my husband proof that his mom offered to bring him that steak to the hospital? My husband was in a car accident last week. He was staying at the hospital for his broken leg. Only me and his mom were there. His mom and I do not get along at all. He tells me I'm overreacting or paranoid whenever I point out how she's mistreating me. He complained about hospital food, saying that it had no taste, and he asked me to make him his favorite meal, which is a steak dish, and bring it to him at the hospital. Now, steak isn't cheap where we live, and I really didn't have enough time to prepare it. I told him I'd see what I could do, and then his mom said if I truly was a supportive wife, I'd make it happen. Once we left the hospital room, his mom's tone completely changed. She suddenly seemed nice and said that she could see how exhausted I was, and so I should go home and don't worry about the steak dish because she'll make it for him instead. I asked her if she was like 100% sure, and she said, absolutely. The next day I show up to the hospital and my husband asked me why I didn't bring the steak dish he asked for. I looked at his mom and then back to him. I said, your mom said that she was going to make it for me and not to worry about it. He didn't believe me and was like, my mom said that? I'm not buying it. He looked at his mom and said, Mom, did you really say that? Her reaction shocked me. She acted confused and said that I'm his wife and she didn't know why I'd expect her to perform wifely duties for me. I was so confused and didn't know what to do, and my husband seemed upset the entire visit, so I waited until his mom left to try to talk to him. I swore to him his mom said that she'd take care of it, but he said he didn't believe me. I pulled my phone out and called his mom and put her on speaker so he could hear the conversation. I said, didn't you say you'd make that steak dish and that I didn't have to worry about it? And she replied, I did, but obviously wasn't actually gonna do it. I was just trying to help my son see what kind of wife you were during rough times, and you took the bait. My husband raised his eyebrows. He got very angry and called her later to pick a fight and told her not to visit again. She lost it. She called me petty and manipulative and blasted me on Facebook saying that I stopped her from seeing her only son because I couldn't get her to do things for me like cooking for my own husband. Now his family is criticizing me for this. These stories are always interesting to me because, I love my girlfriend's mom. We get along really well. I could never imagine in a million years her, being so mean, but, I could see my mom doing it, I guess. But in all seriousness, OP, you're definitely not the jerk. I think it's a good thing to sometimes enlighten people about people in their lives that aren't what they seem. So, not the jerk. Our next story is from One Road to Asabe. Am I the jerk for feeding my sister non-vegan food while babysitting? My dad has a 4-year-old daughter with his current wife, my stepmom. My stepmom is vegan and extremely health conscious after surviving cancer and only allows my sister food that's vegan and organic. She believes that anything else is poison and cancerous. I try to be understanding of this, although I myself am not vegan nor vegetarian. She asked me last minute to babysit my sister last week and dropped her off at my apartment at around 9 a.m. that morning. She initially told me she'd only be gone for 2 to 3 hours, but didn't pick her up until almost 2 p.m. due to an appointment running late. My stepmom packed a bag that contained only apple slices, a zip bag of cauliflower crackers, and some organic juice. By noon, I was hungry and didn't want to make myself food without feeding her, and she'd already eaten her snacks. My healthy food options were limited, so I made some veggie pizza for us and gave her juice and fruit snacks as well. After my stepmom came to pick her up, I told her what we had for lunch, and she was upset that I gave her daughter non-vegan cheese and fruit snacks, and referred to everything as unhealthy. She thought I should have either waited until she came to pick her up, or given her some raw veggies that we put on the pizza to tide her appetite over. My dad has since informed me that my stepmom doesn't want me to babysit again until I can learn to respect her wishes regarding her parenting. I can see how I may be the jerk given that I knew it wasn't vegan, but then I also tried my best and didn't just plop a steak in front of her. Opinions? Am I the jerk? Edit. I did not call or text beforehand because my stepmom informed me that her phone would be on silent while she was in her appointments. I also did not have a booster seat to drive to the store, and food delivery services are expensive where I live, which I don't really have the extra money right now. I'm a broke college student. Anyway, I was told to add this information to the post, so I hope that provides some clarity. So OP, in the comments, it's pretty unanimous that you're not the jerk, and I have to say I completely agree. I think your stepmom's kind of the jerk because she should, okay fine, she's not planning on being gone as long as she was, but things happen, and if you have such strict rules for your child's diet, you need to, prepare for that. That's what good parenting is preparing for something in advance, even if you don't expect it to happen. Like, you don't leave the house with one diaper because you're like, well, I'll only probably poop once. That's not how it works. So I think she should have, knowing that you're not vegan and do not follow a strict vegan organic meal regimen, should have provided enough food for an entire day at least. Maybe not an entire day, but at least one full meal plus snacks. That's my opinion. Our next story is from Throw Gift 1. Am I the jerk for not getting my girlfriend a gift for her birthday? My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years, and gifts have become kind of a sore spot, at least for me. So the first year we were together, she made me some cake things for my birthday, which was nice and everything, but then she took half of them back to give to her family. It just seemed kind of weird, here's your present, but I'm gonna take half that back. Then her birthday came that year, and I did a bunch of stuff for her. I got her balloons, flowers, a card, and some gifts. Christmas came around, and I gave her a few gifts and didn't get anything in return. Following birthday of mine, nothing. For her birthday that year, I got her a gift, but I didn't go all out like I did the first year. Last Christmas, she wanted seat covers for her car. I bought them, but wanted to see if she would even give me a card or anything, which she didn't. We went to lunch a few days after Christmas, and she kept insisting on coming over to my place. I felt like I had to give them to her since they were still wrapped and sitting in my living room, but that was sort of the last straw with me and gifts with her. My birthday came, and again, nothing. So in almost 3 years of birthdays and Christmases, I got one half of a gift. I've tried talking to her about it, but she just claims that she forgot or has so many other people to shop for Christmas, etc. She was dropping hints before her birthday for different stuff, so I knew what she wanted. I just didn't want to buy it. Her birthday came and I didn't get her anything. I figured, why keep putting the effort to buy gifts for someone that can't be bothered to even make me a card? It's not a financial thing either, because we both make about the same amount, and like I said, I'd appreciate a homemade card that she drew or anything. So we went out to celebrate on Saturday. She kept saying she was so excited to get her gift. I took her out to dinner, and then she wanted to come over to my place. So we went over to my place. We got there and she kept looking around for a while, and then she said,
"Okay, I'm ready to open my gift."
And I said, "What gift?" And she said,
Haha, seriously now, it's my birthday.
I said, "I know." She said,
"Quit messing around."
I said, "I'm not messing around. I really didn't get you anything." And she said,
"Then why did I even come over?"
I said, "I don't know. You wanted to." She said,
"You really didn't even get me a card?"
"No, I just figured we're not doing gifts anymore. I mean, you never get one for me." She gave her usual excuses.
"You're so hard to shop for."
I'm not. I tell her exactly what I want. And some stuff's only $5 or $10.
"Well, I forgot."
And a few other excuses. Then she finally said,
"It shouldn't even be about receiving, it's about giving, but thanks for being passive-aggressive butthole and ruining my birthday."
So, Reddit, am I the jerk for not getting my girlfriend a birthday present? I gotta say, I side with Reddit on this one. I don't think you're the jerk. I think that when you put in the effort in a relationship and you're not getting anything reciprocated, it's very frustrating. I think your approach was pretty honorable. Instead of making a huge deal about it, you just started treating her the same way she was treating you, and that caused her to show her true colors. And I hope that you're looking for a new girlfriend or have a new girlfriend, because this one does not sound like a winner. Well, that's going to be our last story for today. And as always, thank you so much for joining us for these stories, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Later.